giving all praise unto Yahweh Shemi Ashab Hashim Kwakodash, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honor your brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. So they say it's going to be a relatively quick video, and we're going to go into the topic of famines, and then we're going to explore the book of Mark the 13th chapter, see what that says about the times that we're living in right now, where there was going to be famines across the globe, across the earth. So pretty much I did a similar video yesterday concerning travel restrictions to the UK, and today we're going to explore the food logistics that may or may not be impacted, but they're saying pretty much right now that it's going to be impacted, and it's going to be a negative impact that's going to happen against people's food. So you can see here, this is the initial article that was dealing with Brexit, published on the December the 3rd. And you know, Britain was exiting the EU, and there was all types of logistical issues that was going to arise as a result of that. And it was predicted that there was going to be food shortages as a result of this. Now, you got one of the most incompetent politicians out there. And this goes to show you that Esau's going downhill in stature. Even though we know that this guy is a puppet, we know he's controlled. But we had, within the history when Esau was in rulership, they had better leaders than this, significantly better leaders than this. All right, matter of fact, a lot of the leaders that you had within the ancient world were military men of war, and because they were men of war, they was very much in tune with what was going on. Now, this dude don't know what's going on. All right, he doesn't know how to make a decision. He don't know what to do. He's incompetent, and you're seeing the result of those incompetent decisions. Although we know it's a setup on the surface level, we could say these are very incompetent individuals. So you can see here, according to the boss of Europeans' largest haulage trade body in the UK is looking at nightmare scenario that will lead to weeks, if not months, of food shortages. So particular food items is going to be affected. That was as a result of Brexit. Okay, that was as a result of Brexit. And I was just watching a video a brother had posted within the group chat, how that there's a perfect storm brewing within the British Isles. And that's a situation where you got the Brexit, you got the C19, and now there's the C20, right? It's funny how C20 is just come out here, just when just as we leave 2020 and we're getting into 2021, Esau's already brought out a new variant of this mark of the beast locomotive. Okay, let's call it what it is. It's a locomotive delivering you the mark of the beast. That's what this thing is, man. That's what you're seeing happening out here. This whole C19 thing is a locomotive delivering you the mark of the beast RFID chip, and they're gonna be. Apostle Tahar said it. He said 2021 is gonna be worse. 2021 is gonna be worse. All right, and you can already see we're in the end of 2020, and you're seeing it getting worse, right? Especially for Britain, it's getting worse right now. But you can always extrapolate. Okay, you can extrapolate, because what we know about these airborne viruses is that they have a tendency of mutating, and I believe it was Elder Ariala that had gone into the science and everything, because he was, he's very astute in those that particular field of understanding, the microbiology and so on and so forth. But history also tells us and confirms to us that viruses or airborne viruses have a tendency of mutating every year, and that's why Esau insists you got to have a flu shot every year. Now, obviously, you don't do that, and we condemn you if you get some injection. Because you ain't supposed to be making no cuttings within your flesh as pursuant to the scriptures. But continuing here, we know that there's particular variants every single year of known airborne viruses. Okay, so it's not a long shot to say that the mutation that you're gonna have out there within the United States is gonna be different to what you're gonna have out here within England, which is going to be different to what you're going to have out there within China. So don't be surprised if you have a situation where they might do it this year where they just got the new strain, okay, or they'll do it next year where you got multiple strains. Now, in a scenario where you got multiple strains, what's going to be the solution? If the solution here is to close the borders to the UK for one new variant, which is in the UK. Okay, what's going to be the situation? Because you got multiple variants of flu. You got multiple variants of flu, and this thing apparently is just happening spontaneously. So what's going to happen when you got multiple strains across multiple locations, across multiple geological locations? You're going to have travel bans in and out of different countries, which is going to mean a increase in food shortages. You're going to have an increase in food shortages. Now, what we've been saying here at Great Millstone has been simple, man. I don't know, no uncle, no auntie, no grandmother, no cousin. I'm living in the supposedly most affected demographic of people. I don't know nobody that's got this. It's mostly Esau that I know that said he's got this, man, from a job or whatever. Okay, maybe one or two people think that they had it. But what? Hold on a minute. What happened to seasonal flu? Nobody's talking about seasonal flu anymore. So this man's got you guys in a trick bag, and he's just moving towards that chip, man. This dude is moving towards that chip. So, like I said, the scenario that I find interesting, and I wouldn't mind if brothers make comments or make videos relating to it. But what's going to happen when you've got multiple different variants across multiple different geographical locations? What's going to happen when you have a situation where multiple people have got a different variants across different locations? You're gonna have to have multiple restrictions across different locations, which means, as you see here, as a result of Brexit and this new strain within the UK, food is going to be very heavily impacted. Okay, this is what you can see from this article here. This is what they're getting into. They're saying ports going to and fro France is blocked. Eurostar, I believe, is blocked. This is how the UK gets its food now. The UK is so independent, right, and so rich, but guess what? We could be getting into a time of scarcity. They're saying there's going to be shortages within particular foods, but we can be getting into scarcity. But again, it's all good and seeing them in one dimension, but bro, you got to look at the bigger picture. What happens when you got multiple different super strains that are different from each other across multiple geological areas? And that's not a far-fetched idea, because we already experienced that with many airborne viruses. That's why you go to a particular area, the flu's going to be different there. All right, it's going to impact you in a different way because the whole area is different. As far as I understand it, correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I wouldn't put it past Esau, where you've got multiple different variants of this venereal disease, and that'll be a good way to not get flagged. Okay, the venereal disease. I believe that's what you call airborne virus. But what's going to happen when you got it to where you got these mutations that are different from each other across different areas? You're going to have lockdowns, man. Right? Travel bans. The book of Mark, the 13th chapter. And you can see how, the first time you didn't have food affected. Okay, food was still unaffected, but they're saying food, we don't want this one in our country. So we're banning you, British. Let's go straight to the point. Mark the 13th chapter. And the 8th verse. For nation shall rise up against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginnings of sorrows. There shall be famines, man. Famines, man. All right. So do what you gotta do. Stockpile, whatever. Food ain't gonna deliver you. Silver ain't gonna deliver you. Yahweh Shemel Shai is gonna deliver you. However, nobody's saying you can't have a little bit extra within your household to carry you through. So with that, I'm gonna say all praises unto Yahweh Shemel Shai, Bashim Kakadash, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.